welcome back to another video. My name is Tom, this is Tom's Toys 95 and I am a part-time eBay reseller. Now, because I'm part-time, I don't sell a lot of things, therefore I like to round everything up in a weekly video rather than do a daily video or a day in the life of a reseller. Mine is a week in the life of a part-time eBay reseller. So in these videos, we're going to go over every single thing that I have sold this week. I'll tell you how much I paid for it, how much it sold for, and at the end of the video, you'll see how much profit I made after fees and postage. Now this week, just to let you know, I am quite busy, so the footage is going to be an accurate representation of my life as a part-time eBay reseller with a full-time job. So things aren't professional, things will be rushed, there'll be things that are left till last minute, and that is all part of the eBay reselling journey, especially when you have a full-time job and this is just a bit of a side hustle. Now I also have a gig this week, so you'll see a bit of footage either from that or just the process of going there. There is a CEX there, I believe, so if I can make it, I will try and pop in before I go. It is tonight, so it's currently Monday, it's the start of the new week, and we're going to get into it. I've already made quite a few sales, so when I get back from the gig tomorrow, I will show you everything that I sold, and yeah, you'll see my life as a part-time eBay reseller, and you'll see all of the pros, cons, highs, lows, struggles that come with it. So let's get into the video. So I'm just at a gig tonight in Wales, and I've just got here in Cardiff, and there's conveniently a CEX 0.5 miles away from here. So the gig is 0.4 miles away and the CEX is just around the corner. So we're at the Globe in Cardiff, so I think it's Albany Road or something. So yeah, apparently it shuts at 6 and it's now 5:20, so we've got 40 minutes to try and get there. So hopefully we'll be able to get some footage. It's now 2 AM and I've got about 5 hours sleep before I gotta get up and pick a load of orders. See you tomorrow. So it's now Tuesday morning. I've just made a coffee. It's about 8:30. I've got to be at work for 9. So that ain't happening, is it? But anyway, I've got to go and pick and pack about 10 different orders. Sunday night I was busy with some family and the England game was on. By the time I got home I didn't have time to pick or pack my orders, and they needed dispatching by Tuesday, so I was like, okay, I've got Monday to do it. I had the gig Monday, I worked a half day, and the plan was to come home from work and to basically pick and pack and wrap and get everything ready for this morning, and then I could, you know, sleep in a little bit. Unfortunately that didn't quite go to plan. I had those CEX games that needed returning. I don't know if that video is going to be live. It should be live by the time this is posted, so you'd have hopefully seen that video. So I had to go back to CEX, which took me some time to obviously get there and to return the items and sort out the issues. And then by the time I got home, I needed to shower, get ready and leave for Wales, as it was a 2-hour drive and a 100-mile trip there and 100 miles back. So yeah, the gig was great, but by the time I got home last night, it was about 2 a.m. I probably didn't get to sleep till about 2:30, and it's now 8:30. I got up about half an hour ago, and now I've got limited time to just go and pick everything. So what I need to do is go pick it all, get all the packaging supplies, and then take it to work ready to be posted today. Don't have time to show you every order, but here are some light year figures that I've sold, so I'm very pleased because this will empty most of this box. It's time to go through the sales. I'm at work, it's my lunch break. I'm going to quickly go through these, and then I'm going to get them wrapped and try and get them sorted before I leave. So up first, no particular order, this Real Madrid Cristiano Ronaldo shirt is genuine, and it's a kids one. It's got the Club World patch on it. Now this sold for $29.90, which I'm very happy with. Kids shirts tend to take quite a long time to either sell, or you just don't get a lot of money for them. So I'm happy to get £30 for that one. I priced it quite high. It's Ronaldo, it's got the Club World badge, it's genuine, it's Real Madrid, it's an iconic shirt. So yeah, happy to get £30 for that one. Up next, this Dyson charger for our old Hoover. We binned it when we bought a new one because it's broken, but I kept the charger, replacement charger, £9.50, happy with that. Two games that I paid about 50p each for is The Incredibles, Rise of the Underminer on the Nintendo DS, and we've got Despicable Me. So these two cost me no more than £1, and those have gone for $5.99 together. This one's lingered for absolutely years, but I'm happy it's finally sold. This is Detective Barbie on the PlayStation 1. It has been disc cleaned, it was heavily scratched, and it does have the inlay, which doesn't really add any value because it's got a rip on it, so there's no case or anything or manual. But that went for £2.15 plus postage. Not long ago, I picked up an Assassin's Creed bundle in January, and it came with 3 statues. So one of them went for well over £100, and the other one went for 50, so I paid £100 for the lot, and I've got 1 figure left. And it also came with some art books and maps from the deluxe editions of the games, so I've been selling those separately. I think I've got 1 art book left from maybe Black Flag, but the Syndicate ones, I think the Origins and something else ones sold, but these are the Origins maps and lithoprints. The art books already sold, but these went for £9.95, so these probably only cost me like £1. The figures were the main bulk of the bundle, which I'm well into profit on, so these owe me nothing, so £9.95, I'm happy with that. Up next is a PlayStation 1 game that I bought from the car boot probably about 2 months ago, and I think I only paid £1 for it, and it's Croc 2. I replaced the case because it was cracked, so it's got a nice case. The manual is in there, and the disc is in really good condition. I haven't had to clean it or anything, so you got the manual and the disc. Now I had this up for £20, which was a fair price. The cheapest without a manual was £15, so with the manual £5 extra I think is fair considering how old it is. And I had an offer for £5, immediately rejected. Then they sent an offer for £6, which I immediately rejected, and then a day later they sent an offer for £7, rejected that. So then I had an offer for £10, £12.50 and £15, and I probably should have took the 15, but I was greedy and I waited, and I thought, you know what, it's only been up a week and it's got loads of interest, so I've waited, and it has sold for full asking price of £20 plus postage, so I'm very happy with that. So that's a good markup on that one. So the next item is this Mary Poppins Bauble 55th anniversary. It only cost me £4 from a car boot. Really lovely item, really, really good quality. I'm going to have to bubble wrap this to within an inch of its life so it doesn't break in the post. Someone had one listed with the tags for £100, which is a bit ridiculous. I originally had it listed for £44.99, reduced it to £34.99, and I sent an offer out the other day for £30, but someone else bought it. Either they declined it or before they accepted it, but someone bought it for full asking price of £34.99. So after fees, probably £25 profit, so very happy with that. Up next, I bought a bundle of horror figures. It's like my least viewed video, so nobody would know I bought them because no one's seen the video. It was like my first video I made, but I did pick up a bunch of horror figures for, I think it was £175 if I remember rightly, maybe £170 or £180, and it came with 11 or 12 NECA horror figures. Now I've sold them off individually. This might be the one that actually makes profit, so I've got about 3 or 4 left, and those are the valuable ones. So there's a few cheap ones left, but there's 2 or 3 in there that are worth for like 50, 60 quid upwards, so I'm aiming high on those ones and waiting for those to sell. But some sold really quickly. I got like £45 for a couple, 35 for some others, so I probably made at least £130–40 back, and this one sold for £23.50 on an offer, so happy to take that. That also comes with this little house that lights up and a backdrop cardboard cutout thing. That would have gone in the back of the figure in a blister pack that came with the figure. So they're all opened, unfortunately, but still really good markup on these. I paid about £14 a figure. I haven't sold any for any less than that, only at least double that. This is probably the cheapest one I've sold. I think one sold for 20, this sold for 23. The rest, as I said, have been selling for 34, 45 pounds, so very happy with those so far. These two I paid £1 each from the car boot, probably like 3 or 4 years ago. They have lingered for ages. I think the problem I had was it said 1966 on the back, so I thought these were like ancient, and turns out they're from the 90s. 1966 is just the year that like the plastic was produced or something. I don't know, I can't quite remember, but yeah, they say 1966 on them, but they're actually from the 90s and they're not worth all that much. So these sold for £12.99 for the pair plus postage, but again I only paid £2, so it's taken a while to sell them, but £10 profit, can't complain. Now I won't show all of them, I'll probably put a snippet on screen and going over it, but the next bunch of figures I paid between £2.70 and I think it was £3.40 each from Tesco in a clearance. So they're these Buzz Lightyear figures from the Lightyear movie, and there's a big bunch of them here. As you can see, there's quite a lot. So there's 11 different figures. There's 4 action figures and 7 spaceships, and each spaceship has a little tiny micro figure. So those fluctuated in price because they're two different things. The spaceships were one price and the figures were another. I think the figures were cheapest at £2.70 and the spaceships I believe were like £3 something. So I spent roughly £34, £35 on the lot, and they have sold for £64.99. I was hoping to get a bit more. I bought them when they were bottom of the barrel, but they are still bottom of the barrel 6 months later. Like, no one's buying these figures. The Lightyear movie flopped hard, and therefore they're not really worth a lot of money. Head into the post office now, a bit of a struggle, but we move. Bills are all prepaid and I've wrapped them all, so it should be nice and easy when I get there. And then I need to pop into town and buy a black tie. Parcels are posted and it's time to go to the charity shops and try and find a tie. Got back from the charity shops. I found the black tie that I was looking for, only £2, so very happy with that. They did have some for £5 brand new, and I went to a different charity shop I was going to check anyway, and they had one. I don't mind paying £5 for a brand new one, but I was hoping just to find a cheap pre-owned one. I asked at the next charity shop I popped into, there were 3 in total, so the third one pulled through, and they had one behind the counter or at the back for £2. So I picked that up, so that's good. And then I found some items for eBay. So one of them I don't know if I'm going to keep or sell. I'll decide afterwards, but I'll show you the first thing first. Though we got an Xbox One video game, now one that I've never heard of, and that is Toy Soldier's War Chest. Now I probably haven't heard of it because I believe it is a American exclusive. This is an NTSC copy, so I don't know why this was in a UK store. However, it looks pretty good game. Masters of the Universe, Assassin's Creed, Cobra, G.I. Joe. It's got some classic figures. Oh wow, it's even got an EB Games receipt, which is pretty cool. So how much did they pay for it? So it's only $14.94 actually. I looked on eBay and it sells for around about £22. So I'm happy with that markup. This only cost me £4. So I saw it and immediately was like, Toy Soldier's War Chest, never heard of that one. So yeah, happy to find that. Up next then, you would have seen this one in the video, and that is this Rangers long sleeve away shirt. Now I believe this is from the 22-23 season. I don't get much luck anymore with football shirts and charity shops. Whilst I do find them occasionally, I don't really find them all that much. They are quite hard to find. But this is brand new with tags. Now I paid up a bit for this one in terms of charity shop prices, and that was £15. Now if this was second hand, £15 would probably be about the going rate, maybe 20 would sell for second hand, so you know there wouldn't be much profit in it. But brand new with tags, I could comfortably sell this for £35 to £40. The longer you sit on it, the more it's likely to go up in price. Now it is white, so I am a bit cautious that there might be a stain or two on it. You know, why would someone donate it if it's brand new? But it's really good quality. It's got branding on the back, on the top and bottom. It's got the branding on the sleeves. You've got the badge sewn in there. So really, really good quality. Happy to see that in the wild. So I do like football, and I do play football on Wednesdays with some friends. So I am tempted to keep this and wear it for myself. But it looks very, very see-through, very, very stretchy. And I'm not sure it's the type of shirt that I would want to wear, as cool as it looks. So this will probably be a seller, and I reckon I could get about £30 to £40. If I can double money, I'll be very happy with that. So on the 2 items I spent £19. I reckon I could make about 15 profit on this, and hopefully maybe 15 to 20 on this. So that's £35 profit. After fees I'll probably get about £25. And with that, I'm absolutely shattered. So I've had a full day at work. I've worked for 8 hours. I've had an hour lunch break, and I've worked 3 hours over. So I had 5.5 hours sleep last night. I got up at 8, was ready to get into the garage for 9:30. Spent half an hour picking orders. Came into work, and then I have, on my lunch break, had to record, wrap, and post 11 items, which was a bit of a time-consuming task. So I was a bit squashed for time, so I managed to rush that and get it all done in about 40 to 45 minutes. There was a lot of easy to wrap parcels today, which was really convenient. So I took all those to the post office. I prepaid for my labels, so they just was scanning a QR code at the post office till. So that was only 5 minutes in the post office. And then I had about 15-20 minutes left of my break to hit the charity shops to try and find a tie. So I am actually at a funeral tomorrow, so tomorrow is a well-earned day off, so I won't be recording any footage on Wednesday. We went into charity shop, we found the tie, we got the game, we got the shirt, we came back to work, and then I've done another 3 hours at work, and then 5 till now, which is 8 o'clock. I have basically been recording, editing my video, and I've done a few draftings of some listings. But yeah, that's all I've had time for today. But it's, 3 hours over, and it feels like I've not really done much. I did get the CEX rant video up, so if you want to check that out, if you haven't already, that would be great. But yeah, I'm going to go home now. I'm going to put my feet up, have a well-earned rest because I'm knackered from the gig, and I'm having a day off tomorrow, and we go again Thursday. Good morning, it's now Thursday and I've got 7 orders to go through. One of them unfortunately should have been posted Tuesday, and I got to the office, went to post it, and it wasn't there in the bag. So that's really annoyed me. So I need to quickly find it, but I messaged the buyer, explained that I forgot it and that Wednesday I was busy, so do you mind if I post it Thursday? If he'd have said no, I need it ASAP, then I'd have probably, tried to post it yesterday, but I was really busy yesterday with family, so yesterday was a day off. So Thursday morning, as a result, 7 sales, so let's go pick them now and then let's get that other one posted ASAP. I gotta get to work now, but these are everything that I've sold, and I've just picked them all, so I will go through them when I can. Right, so let's quickly go through the sales then. So we've got 7 more things that we've sold in no particular order. Up first we have Wolfenstein, the new order on the Xbox 360. I've had this quite a while. I think I paid about £5 for it from CEX. It should have a wallet, some postcards and some other bits in there, but that's all nice and complete, and that was £12.50 plus postage. Next we've got the Little Big Planet trilogy on the PlayStation 3, Little Big Planet 1, 2 and 3. I believe these two would have just been like £1 or £2 each in PS3 bundles, and this one would have also come in a PS3 bundle, but I usually, when I record the prices of things that I pay for, I price it accordingly. So if I get a rare game, rather than put £1 on every game, I might put 50p, and then the rare game I might put down as like £10. So I'd say I paid about £5 for this game, and then £1 each for these. So let's say 7. Those sold for £16.50. Then this is the one that should have been posted the other day, which I forgot to talk about, and this is Sonic Riders on the PlayStation 2, but this is the promo version, so it can be quite rare. So these tend to go for a lot more money than the regular versions. And on this occasion I had this listed for like £25 about 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. Someone bought it, I wrapped it, put it away afterwards because they didn't pay for it. So I was rummaging for a box the other day and I found a box taped up, and then when I opened it, it had a bubble wrap in it, and I looked inside and it was this, and I remember selling it and the person not paying for it. So it wasn't listed, so I listed it probably about a month ago, and that's finally sold. £28.50 on that, which is a really good markup. I did list it for 40 because I looked at one that sold and one sold for 30, I think. So I aimed it at 40, had quite a lot of watchers, and then someone sent me an offer for £28.50, which is fair, so I took that. Then we've got this, I forgot what his name is, I think it's Stephen Rhodes, so he's an artist, and it's got this vintage 80s style drawings, and this says, "Let's talk to ghosts, activities for children." So it's like one of those old like Ladybird book type style drawings, but it's some kids playing with a Ouija board, which I thought was quite funny. That was £4 or £3.99 in the HMV sale, and that sold for £13.99. Up next we've got this little mini England's kit. This one cost me, I think it was £1.50 from a car boot for the shirt, and it's only years 4 to 5, and the bloke said, "I think I've got the shorts somewhere," so I found the shorts. I think they were 50p or something. I paid about £2 for it, and I had it listed at like the last Euros and it didn't sell. And then I don't know if it's one of those ones that like got delisted, or I removed it, or I even forgot to list it in the first place. But again, this is another one of those things where I've had it for ages and just never got around to listing it, or I found out it wasn't listed, so I relisted it a couple of months ago. The Euros are coming up, and now the Euros are here, someone's bought it, and I got £20 for that, which I think is a fair price. It's a 2011 away kit, so it's about 13 years old. The bloke wants it ASAP, obviously, because England are playing next Tuesday, so I need to get that posted today. Then I bought this model car, no remote with it, it's just the car. It was £1 and it's an Aston Martin. I'm not sure what model Aston Martin it is, but this was £1 and it sold for £5.30. Now I usually sell quite a lot of these remote control cars without the remotes, because people like them as display models or display pieces. Sometimes they can restore them, or they just, like I said, they just put them on the shelf. Other people, they do have remotes, spare remotes. I think as long as, so this is 27 hertz, so I think as long as you've got a controller that's also 27 hertz, it should sync up. So some people have spare remotes and some people like to display them. And lastly, we've got these little Burger King Simpsons figures. I've had these donkey's years, and these were, I think, 3 for £1 from a car boot, and these sold for £3.30, so I'm glad just to see those gone. There will still be like £1 profit in it, but not really worth it. And that should be everything. I'm going to get into work soon. I'm going to get these wrapped, and then I'm going to get these posted on my lunch breaks. We'll see you then. Here are all of the items wrapped and ready to go to the post office. I now have my bag of parcels all wrapped and ready to go. I'm going to head to the post office now. England are playing Denmark at 5 PM, so I'm going to go and watch that. So there'll be no listing or drafting or anything, no photographs tonight. So I am finishing work at 5 and not doing anything extra on eBay tonight. Also, if anything sells tonight, then I will take it to the post office tomorrow, but this will probably be the last post office run of the week because I'll be coming to work tomorrow, and if I have no sales then there's nothing to bring, and then the next chance I get to post will be Monday, so that will fall into next week's video. However, anything that sells before the Friday midnight cutoff, then I'll include it and tell you exactly what it is, how much I paid for it and how much I sold it for. It's now Friday, and you would have just seen that I went for lunch with my work colleagues. That was nice, but now work is over, they've all gone home and I am staying behind to draft some eBay listings. So my plan really when I come to work is sometimes on a Monday or Tuesday I bring in a load of eBay stuff that I bought at the weekend and I photograph it all, it's on my camera roll, and then I've got the rest of the week as and when to just list them. Now sometimes, let's say I bring in 20 items and I photograph all 20, I might list 15 of those items and 5 get unlisted, and then next week I'll do another 20 and 5 will not get listed, and then that becomes 10. So from about January through to May or June, there's a lot of stock which I just haven't got around to listing yet, or I may have missed it. I tried to go through in order and sometimes I might have skipped an item and moved on to the next one. So I'm currently going through my camera roll on my phone, and then I'm looking on my computer to match up or search the item on eBay, and if it's listed on my store, then obviously it's already listed, but if it doesn't show up, I know from memory that I've sold it or not. So I can see that it's not listed. It's now going onto a spreadsheet, and I've got myself 3 columns. So I've got the title, which is going to be the eBay title. Then I've got the second column will be what month of the camera roll it's in, just so it's easier to find when I list it. And then I've got the description, so I'm going to put the condition of the item and what you get in the listing. And then when I get home tomorrow, tomorrow morning when I get back from the car boot, I'm going to go on my laptop and I'm going to copy the titles into eBay, and that'll be the eBay title, and then copy the description into the description box. The only thing then I'll have to fill out is the item specifics, and then I can go on my phone, find the item, because in the column it will tell me what month it's in, so it'll be a lot easier to find, and then I can list it from there. Might be a backwards way of doing things, but that's just how my brain works and how it's. But obviously, for you guys, do it as easy or as hard as you want to do it. Do it whatever way your brain works. It might be easier just to go on your camera roll and directly list it from your phone. It might be easier to look at your camera roll, go straight onto eBay and make the listing. Maybe doing it on a spreadsheet adds a bit of extra time, but at least for me it's a lot more thorough and a lot more organized, and hopefully there'll be a lot of new listings going up which I haven't got to photograph and clean and test because I've already put that work in. But until it's listed, then it's wasted work, so it's time to catch up on the backlog of listings. I do also want to say as well that 3 more things have sold this week. So how these weekly videos run is I go from Saturday morning through to Friday evening, and that is my weekly period, just because I like to give myself the weekend to edit the video. And also you get quite a lot of sales in the weekend, so when I start my weekly vlogs on a Monday, there's usually some sales come in which I can talk about straight away. So when I get home I will pick them and show you what they are. I've been sent in by the girlfriend to get some Sidemen food. It is so warm. So it's Friday evening, I've not long got home. I bought the Sidemen food from Iceland, £45, very expensive, but my girlfriend wanted to try it, so I popped in and picked some up. So I think we got some chicken wings, some boneless chicken, there was a variety of like sauces, there's like a sweet chili sauce, barbecue sauce, some sticky sauce, whatever else sauce is in there, there's like 6 different ones. So anyway, we got all that, bunged it in the oven, we tried it out, there's some like nice hash brown, onion ring style things. We haven't eaten it all, which is good because it was 45 bloody quid, so we've still got enough for another 1 or 2 meals. So we just tried a bit of everything. It was pretty decent. If you like Sidemen and you've been to the Sides restaurant, it tastes pretty similar. Not as good as the restaurant from what I remember. The burger in the restaurant was really good. The food, obviously it's all like frozen food, so it's decent. It's not the best you'll eat, but it's pretty good. So if you like Sidemen and you want to try the food, head to Iceland and go pick it up. Anyway, let's get into the main gist of this, which is to go over the last 3 sales, and then we'll round up and wrap up the video and go over the results for the week. I'm hoping it's going to be really good because we've sold a lot of good stuff this week, and we've actually had a decent week for a change and sold quite a lot of stuff, but also the stuff we have sold has been good quality stuff and good profit. So let's try and do it in order. So I think the first one that sold was Forza Horizon 4. Now I picked this up from the car boot for £5. I think I bought Wreckfest and this game off the same woman for £9. So Wreckfest was £4 and this was a £5. So this has sold for £10.95 plus postage, so double my money. Next we got this 13 disc only on the PlayStation 4. Now I think this is a remaster of a PS2 game. I actually want to try this out at some point. I've got it upstairs in my bedroom, so I will be playing it. But this came with a steelbook. I sold the steelbook separately and sold the disc on its own. So this went for £7.45 plus postage. Now the thing that I do with the steelbooks, just a quick tip, is the game came with a steelbook. I would sell the steelbook and the game together for, let's say, £12. Well, this disc on its own sold for £7.45 plus postage, so I think it's about £9 all in, and the steelbook sold for around about £10. So between the two, I've got about £18, £19 for those two things, whereas if I sold them together, you'd only get about £12. So I find sometimes splitting them up, you actually get more profit in it. It might take a little longer to sell, and it might take a little longer to make the 2 listings, but I always find it's worth it to do that. So for me, that's why I sell the disc only. So this went for £7.45. And then the last thing to sell was this Xenoblade Chronicles Nintendo Switch Pro controller, which I got off my friend Connor. So he gave me this for free, which is really nice of him. So shout out to Connor, I know you'll be watching. But this sold for £25. Someone sent an offer out for it, which I think is a really good deal. So it has stick drift, so there are some issues, and it is worn, so it's not in great condition. If this was in mint condition or in the box, it goes anywhere between £50 and £100. So it is an expensive and collectible controller. So I think £25 is a fair price considering someone's going to have to fix it up. But once they fix it up, they've got themselves a nice £50 controller. So then that is the week wrapped up. I hope you've enjoyed the video so far. Let's get into the results next, where I'll go over everything that has sold and tell you exactly how much I've made this week. Right then, it's the end of the week now, so it's time to go over the sales. And we've had a fantastic week, so 20 sales this week. I'm really pleased with that. I believe the record for this year is 21, so we're nearly there. So in terms of sheer volume of sales, we've done really well. Gross sales this week, I'm pretty sure I smashed it at the park, and that is £364.15. Now, obviously, there's fees, postage, and the cost of the items. So the fees was £56.55. That may be a little higher than normal, but that is because I advertised my items at 2%. So some of these items would have sold through advertising. And the postage was £44.31, and the cost to buy was £93.84. which is a little bit more expensive than usual, but that is because those Buzz Lightyear figures were £38 and that NECA figure was £17. Usually I pay anywhere between 50p and £5 for an item, unless obviously it's a lot more valuable. So overall then, the net profit is £169.45. So I'm very happy with that. Now I've banked more than that because the cost to buy of the items would have already been factored in and accounted for. But in terms of sheer profit, £169.45, which is really good, which means I've got enough money in the kitty now to continue with the car boots. A couple of weeks ago I was struggling and I didn't really have much money, so I had to skip a few weekends for the car boots because I just couldn't afford it. And that is a reality. If you buy more than you can afford, then your money's going to go down. So that's why it's important just to keep listing, make sure what you buy, have belief that it's going to sell, make sure it's listed, make sure it's cleaned, tested and online as quick as possible. And the quicker you list, the quicker it sells. So we've had a really good week. Let's hope we can keep that up for the coming weeks now. But otherwise, that's the video wrapped up. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. And if you are new, please consider subscribing. I do car boot videos, resell, obviously buy and sell. So I'll go to charity shops, car boots, and anywhere really that I can find secondhand stock. I'm also a video game collector, so you'll see videos of my collection and any CEX pickups as well. So that's it from me, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.